I'm max Dadlift and we're done skipping leg day. Two more. Whew. All right, as you can see, I've got my rack back. Whew. I have given up dreams of building my garage gym for now. So the rack is just gonna live in this tent to protect it from the elements. And we'll drag it out for leg day. Whew. Now that we're back up to full power, we're gonna start doing bench and squats again. So the way we're gonna ease back into it is I haven't really done either of them since February. And it's currently the middle of July. So what is that, 5 months where I haven't been doing legs or chest. So the best way to get back into it is to start fresh on the Novice Linear Progression program. So we're going to be doing your basic starting strength. 3x5 on squats, 3x5 on bench, and then 1x5 on the deadlift. As you probably still know, I hope you know it by now, my deadlift has not gone down because that's basically been all I've been doing. So I'm going to reduce the weight on deadlifts for the single. We're probably just going to start at one set of 5 at 405, just go through the motions and keep it fresh. But really we want resources going towards building that squat back up. So deadlift is going to take a little bit of back seat until we get them all back up to what we're happy with. But we got 315 on the bar. Plan to just add 10 pounds a session until we get back up to 385, 405, somewhere in there. So it should be getting back into it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. 315 is harder than it should be, but I think that's mostly from not doing it for a while and just getting the movement pattern dialed back in. I did 5 warm-up sets at 135, 3 at 225, and then you saw me jump right into it. So I expect these sets to get a little better as we go. One of the things to expect is now that we are doing the linear progression, we're using heavy weight. So recovery, is going to be paramount. We're probably going to be taking 3 to 5 minutes between sets. So these aren't going to be, the quick 20-minute sessions that we've become used to. They're probably going to be 30 or 40. Still enough to accomplish it on a lunch break, but videos might start getting a little longer. And you might see me crying a little bit more. Got a little bit of a pump in my quads, which is the first time that's happened in months. Feels weird, feels good though. See how this feels. Whew. That's character building right there. So we got another question. I don't know that a shed session is really the appropriate place to answer it, but Nick Bajan did want to know if my opinion on eating chicken has changed since raising chickens. That is a complex and nuanced answer right there. So bottom line up front, I have not stopped eating chicken. You're not going to stop me from throwing down on a Korean fried chicken, but it has changed things a little bit. I can see the backyard from my kitchen table, and sometimes I will be eating chicken and I'll look up and see them running around, and I do feel a little bit of a tinge of guilt, but not enough to stop. I know, I have no plans to eat these chickens. So I know it's a little hypocritical probably, or a double standard, but there's other chickens I haven't met, and then there's these chickens. These ones aren't for eating, their eggs are, but I like these ones, they're my friends. One thing though, that is worth mentioning is broiler birds, the kind that are most often, you know, turned into the chicken that we eat every day. Uh, they are raised to grow very quickly. The average broiler is usually slaughtered, I think, at about 8 weeks old. While that sounds sad, really the sad thing is the selective breeding and genetic modifications we made for them, because they grow so fast that if you don't slaughter them at 8 weeks, their legs will just start breaking because their bones aren't able to support the weight of those big frames. And if their legs don't break, they'll just die on their own of a heart attack. So you're really saving these chickens by not eating them. That said, my Orpingtons, they're good layers. They'll probably live for 8 to 10 years if, you know, a hawk doesn't get them. So these ones have a little bit of a higher quality of life perspective. I prefer beef anyway. But I guess one also other thing is I am much less willing to waste meat. It's one of those things, take what you need, and if you take it, it's getting eaten. If the kids have meat on their plate and they're not eating it, I'm gonna finish it if whether I'm hungry or not. I just want to make sure that, you know, that animal died to be on your plate. I feel like the least you can do for it is finish the meal. Oh man, I got to admit, I really thought I'd be coming into a, you know, 315 for 3 sets of 5, and I thought, man, that's gonna be a nice easy day. We're just gonna roll right into it, and this is kind of, you know, gonna be a right-in workout, but this is more challenging than I expected it would be. So there's that. But like I said, the strength tends to come back pretty quickly, so all is well. Two more, bitch. Come on, drive. One more. There we go. Lined up. Okay, so I'm gonna lower these pins a little bit because the sun is shining directly in my eyes. So I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna set the pins lower so that I don't miss on the re-rack. All right, that's one. So I've got some thoughts that have been rattling around. I haven't, they're not articulated yet. They're not fully formed. It's kind of still fermenting in the background, but I know a couple weeks ago I went on a little rant about Nietzsche and his three metamorphoses of the soul, the camel, the lion, and the child. And what we talked about a little bit was moving from camel to lion, where the camel is the guy who carries every burden that is placed on him, whether it's his or not. And we discussed, you know, recognizing the burdens that you truly need to carry, the ones that are yours, the ones that matter, and the ones that you're carrying that aren't really yours. They've been placed on you by somebody else. And the whole thing about the lion is he roars. And he says, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to carry what's not mine to carry. And I was thinking about that. You know, someone's got to carry him, right? Like, this stuff still matters. Just because I can't do anything about it or that it's not mine doesn't mean it's not important. But I was sitting in church yesterday, and one of the songs, one of the songs they were singing was like, when I fight, I'll fight on my knees. and that the battle belongs to God. And it's just kind of got me thinking, like, those burdens that you're carrying that you're not supposed to, they're not yours, but they're not bullshit either. Those are the things that you give up to God. He's got you. It's his battle. The battle's already won. I think there's a thread there of recognizing your own limitations and just learning when to recognize that you can't do it on your own, that you do need access to that higher power, and that's on its own an act of surrender. There's also a thread in there, I haven't quite pulled it together, that third metamorphosis of the soul, where he talks about the child. There's a spirit of play in it, and you make your own values. That's kind of where the peak of it is. But then, Jesus also says that you have to approach the kingdom of heaven with a childlike faith. So I think there's a connection there. I know Nietzsche was famously an atheist, proclaimed the death of God and all that, but I think there might be more there than what's been looked at, or at least than what's been read. There's also a bit of a stoic element to it too, where, Stoicism says worry about the things that are in your own power and leave everything up to fate or the universe or the gods. So there's some threads there. I feel like I'm at the doorstep of something, if not profound, at least valuable. And I'm probably not the first one to think it, but I haven't seen it articulated elsewhere. So when I figure out how to put it together, I'll let you guys know. Let's get that next set now. Oh, because this is my burden to carry. Man. I don't mean to get all philosophical on y'all, but it's true. There is to me, there's a meditative and spiritual aspect to lifting alone in one's garage or in one's yard. And you guys, you strapped in to come along for the ride. Let me know your thoughts. We can crowdsource this one and come up with something valuable and coherent out of it. This is what vulnerability looks like. Oh, what do you say we knock this out so we can hit some deadlifts and get out of here? Oh. I'm gonna need to figure out a counterbalance for these so that the whole barbell doesn't, or the whole rack doesn't go ass over tea kettle. So we're only going to be doing 405 on the deadlift today. Oh, sorry about that. I know it's not exciting. Oh, I got to tell you, squatting really takes it out of me. Rolling, 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 rolling. So the standard NLP calls for 1 set of 5 on deadlifts, and when you first start doing it, you're gonna deadlift every session, just like squat. Bench, of course, is gonna be cycled through with the overhead press, but plain vanilla NLP, 1 by 5 on deadlift every session. I'm not gonna do that just because, like I said, we're building up the squat, and I don't know if I'll be able to recover from all that. So I'm gonna cycle through. I'll do deadlift 1 day a week, and the goal is just to maintenance on that one. But then the other pulling exercises we'll do chin-ups. Chin-ups are great, and they are one of the first things prescribed to the program once the vanilla version kind of runs its course. Chin-ups are great. They help you not only build back strength, but get a little bit of arm work in there too, so a little bit of dessert. to supplement your pulling movements. And then I'm going to do barbell rows. So it's probably going to be deads, chins, rows. And I'm going to NLP those chins. So we'll do 3 sets of 5 on that. Just do body weight on Wednesday. And then the week after that, we'll add 5 pounds, then we'll add 5 pounds, and we'll add 5 pounds. So that's the plan as of right now. Take off my wedding ring because we don't pull with a wedding ring on. So I guess the lesson of today boiled up is the novice linear progression is not just for novices. If you are a returning strength athlete and you just haven't been lifting hard for a while, this is the quickest way to get your strength back up after taking a break off of your heavy lifting. Maybe, you decided, experiment with CrossFit or something against everyone's best judgment. And you're coming back to the one true program. This is what's going to get you back where you need to be the quickest. Won't last forever. You're going to run out of runway in 3 or 4 weeks. Oh yeah, I don't want shoes on for this. They throw off. There's a slight heel on these and they change the pitch of my legs and torso. Ooh, that was a shit pull. I came out like 4 inches ahead of my shins. Hold on, let's reset my feet. Whew. All right, that's today's training session. Join me on Wednesday for day 2. Remember to ask your strength questions. Catch you next time.